Please, we need to get out of here now. Please, what are you doing?
Anything okay in there?
Yeah, we're all good.
Anything we can get you?
No, we'll just be a minute.
We can't let on. Yeah? We can't look stressed or scared. We just have to go out there and be completely normal.
Just another movie night.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. We are Just Another Movie Night, and I'm Scott.
And I'm Joe.
And today we are doing before and after reviews where we go see a brand new movie in the theater and give our thoughts before and after, thus the name. And we like to say in the first part, spoiler free.
Yeah, spoiler
Sometimes
free.
we've been adding a spoiler section at the end, but we warn you, don't worry.
Yeah, we'll give you about maybe 12 seconds.
Yeah, you don't got long. Today, I believe we're seeing a movie by the Zucker brothers, where a man, I think played by Bob Nelson, gets injected with a serum to become a monkey. I think it's called Speak No Evil. Is that correct?
No. This is a Blumhouse film starring James McAvoy.
What? I
Yes.
can't believe it. No, you know how I know that this is a movie with James McAvoy? Because I saw this trailer 57 times.
Oh, you're being... I don't know. That's a little bit because I think we've seen it a lot more. At least 238 times.
I feel like we've seen this trailer for 2 years.
Yeah, we have. I feel like that too.
I don't think so, but there was 2 trailers and they changed it up because we go to the movies a lot, so we get a lot of trailers. And this is one of those movies that was being pushed very heavily.
Yeah. I learned something today about this film. It is actually a remake.
Of course it's a remake, and the reason we haven't seen the remake, and we should put it out there, we haven't seen the remake.
The original.
Well, the original, I mean. And the reason is because it only came out 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2022.
Yeah.
It's a Danish film.
Yep. And that's the reason we haven't seen it, because it didn't fall into our radar. It's only been a couple of years.
Yeah, well, our friend said that movie is really good. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, all right.
I've heard it's
So
good.
We'll have to check that one out after this.
Yeah, I would like to see it after and see how the two pair up.
Yep, for sure.
And that's always a thing, the American versions and then going to see the originals, and you kind of have that clash of tones.
Yeah.
But this one is interesting, and I think we should point this out. It's director James Watkins, and we should know that name because he made a movie that is very hard for us to watch, and we did see it, and I think Joe absolutely hates this movie. It's called Eden Lake.
Oh, no.
It is the one with the actress from Yellowstone and her husband, played by Michael Fassbender, while they get completely destroyed by children in the woods.
Man, I didn't like that film. And it was very brutal to watch, I think. I mean, it wasn't like it was a bad film or poorly directed. It was just
It was hard to
watch.
Yeah,
for me.
it was infuriating.
Yeah.
And disturbing. Mm-hmm. And I liked it. It's a good film. It's a one and done. I
One
don't
and
need
done,
to
yeah.
watch it again.
Never again.
Because you're just mad at the characters for what they got themselves into,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're mad for the situation, and then you're mad about the ending. It's just brutal. So I'm wondering if this is going to be the same type of thing.
Well, we've seen the trailer about 758 times now, and every time I see the trailer, all I can think of is how scary James McAvoy is. Like, he's so creepy with like how he kisses her neck and just his stares and
It's
just
his
his like glares.
two
and-
things in this trailer stand out for me that really stood out for me to want to see it. Is that McAvoy has really hit some kind of niche with being able to portray evil. Mm-hmm. And there's one scene in this movie where, in this trailer, I mean, that he gives a face that is hiding. He's pretending to be nice, but it's like flickering of evil. So it's like his smirk dies down for a
Yeah,
second
like
and it
his-
comes back.
His switch is tweeching.
And it is very, very good acting.
I just made up a new word, tweeching.
Tweeching?
Yeah, it's like tweaking and
I like
twitching.
it. I'll dig it. Yeah, but McAvoy is showing he's a really good actor, and I do not know why he's used as much as he should be. Another thing about the trailer that stands out is there's a shot of him walking in like a tank top, and his muscles are just huge, and he looks like a friggin' monster.
Yeah.
And it's really quick in the trailer, and I can't unsee it because we've seen this trailer so many times. But he looks very intimidating, and
He
it looks
does.
very freaky. And I think he's holding what I assume is a electric drill of some sort.
I didn't
And-
notice because I was too busy looking
yeah.
at his biceps. I couldn't help it.
It's next level, and he's really hit this. And also, we have to mention the main actress, who I really like. I'm blanking. I know she's the actress who was in the last Terminator. She played the Terminator.
Oh, yeah.
She was in the movie Tully, which I really like.
Oh, we like Tully. Yeah, her name is Mackenzie Davis.
Mackenzie Davis.
Yeah.
Also, Scoot what's his name?
Scoot McNairy.
Scoot McNairy. You know what? You've seen this guy in everything, and I don't care because he has the best friggin' name ever. You know, some actors change their names. This guy went with Scoot McNairy. I don't even know if it's his birth name, but it's a badass name.
I love it.
I do too. It's like Shooter McGavin.
Shooter McGavin.
Scoot
Oh my
McNairy.
God, I love it.
I love that name.
All right, so I have a feeling about this movie that I'm going to go ahead and say that because one of our friends has seen the original, I feel like that is probably going to sway me because I was told that the original is really, really, really good. So, but luckily I haven't seen it, so I really don't have any comparison.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, I'm a little weary of this movie. I think it's going to be too much.
You know, I think the instant problem I think I'll have with this movie is that I'll be infuriated with the husband.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the woman, because of the trailer, is going to be the strong one.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just going to be like the little shit that just follows suit, doesn't do anything.
Well, I think he's just going to be the passive nice one. And he's going to, because of that, he's going to fall apart very quickly. And I think he's going to make bad judgment calls. And it's going to be one of those movies where the bad judgment calls and the signs are so heavy that he should leave, but he doesn't.
Yeah. Like
And
he
that'll
should-
infuriate me.
Yeah, first of all, he should have never made the decision to follow them into their countryside house or wherever they are, because we see that they're in some kind of resort in the trailer. And then they're like, oh, you should come visit us out in the sticks. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. No, here, life lesson. When you're on vacation and you meet another couple, they're probably murderers. So just don't go anywhere with them.
Well, I mean, here I think they have a child, and it makes it very wary of like not trusting that couple.
Okay. Yeah, and this
We've been
child...
on many vacations where we've chatted up with the couples.
Yes, but I'm sorry, this particular child does not seem like he's on the up and up. He seems like he's got something going on there, some kind of like little trauma going on there. He doesn't talk. You know, he's a little different.
Yeah,
I would be weary.
I guess I'm glad you pointed that out too, because the trailer kind of gives away way too much.
Well, yeah, I mean, how many times do we have to see the scissors going across his mouth?
Or
You know,
him
the
mocking scissors.
Mocking scissors, yeah, you know, like we get it. We understand what's happening here. It's very predictable in the trailer. So hopefully there's a couple of twists and turns here. I don't know.
I doubt it, but I'm hoping that the performances will carry the film.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too.
Well, what do you think you're going to give this out of 10? What's your...
I want to come
Yes.
out, like, I really haven't had a solid 7 in a bit. I would
it's
like
been
to
a
have
while.
a 7, but I think it's going to be a 6. I hope it's not a 5. I hope it's not just a mediocre film. I don't want that. I need something better right now. We've been
Yeah.
on a mediocre kick.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably going to be a 6 or a 5. That's how I'm looking. I'm probably a 6.
I don't know. All right, we'll see. Let's go see it.
All right, let's go check it out.
This is my husband, Ben.
I'm Patrick Feld. This is my wife, Kira. You have to come and visit us. The West Country, really, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's so quiet around here. You don't even have any neighbors?
Agnes, love, you have to eat your vegetables. Like we don't chew with our mouths open.
Please, could you stop telling my daughter what to do?
You don't criticize other people's children. You should say sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, Louise.
Louise, is there anything you'd like to say? I know we can both be...
A bit much.
You're gonna kill us. What? He went dead.
Mom?
Out here, you're either predator or you're prey.
I need you to be brave. You guys have been...
Just a breath of fresh air. Oh, well, that is very sweet of you to say.
And we're back from the movies on the mic.
What?
I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. Cotton Eye Joe?
Oh, it's in my head.
What's up, Joe?
Not much.
So we saw the movie, and now what do you think?
I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. There's a lot of build up, but it worked out in the end to be something really crazy and sinister and fun. I had a good time with this movie. I enjoyed everybody involved. I thought the acting was great. I thought, well, James McAvoy can just act with his face, and we're good. He's great. I like the story. I like what they were trying to do here, and I thought it was accomplished very well. So, how'd you feel?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. Very shocked by how good it actually was. Suspenseful, and I really like I think it's doing this really interesting thing, touching on like a commentary of relationships and the people that we slowly become in relationships, and doing this really cool almost duality with the two couples, where it's like his inner thoughts kind of playing out. It's doing this really, it's really clever. It's doing it very well. I know the movie I guess it always stays that way. If you look at the movie overall, what it's going with, but because other things start happening, and that kind of like, if that's the conversation of what the movie's going for, it kind of gets muddled along the way, but it never stops being suspenseful and intriguing, and it never stops being entertaining to watch. And I was squirming. I did not know what was about to happen. I didn't know where we were going with the movie. And that to me is always a huge plus, because usually you can see these things coming.
Yeah. Do you feel though that there was like a bit of build up that took a lot of the movie, and then the last kind of 20 minutes was kind of like a breeze? It kind of went really fast. I mean, I think that would be my only complaint, if I had to have a complaint, would be that we worked up to all this, and then the finale was kind of really short-lived. That's the way I feel.
I feel like the only reason it feels, and maybe it is short, the last act, but it also might feel that way because of how on the edge of your seat you become.
Yeah.
And you're just... It could take... I mean, that last act could have been 35 minutes, 40 minutes, and I wouldn't have known, because I was really just squirming, just like, where am I going? What's going to... Oh, please do this. Don't do that. Don't do this. Yeah. Which is the fun in a horror movie that you really want.
Exactly. It was really on the edge of your seat entertainment.
As for the build-up, which I guess some people could say slow, but I think that's the intriguing part of the movie, kind of doing that conversation of what I was mentioning, like this real interesting reflection. And I wonder, and I'm really hyped to also watch the original now.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to see if they are actually going full on with that message, and the movie is completely different in the last act, which I'm assuming it will be. And I'm really intrigued because I do kind of want that commentary to be the movie.
Yeah.
And I think I would really like that, even though that commentary feels like it's still a big part of how this ends. I feel like I have a feeling that original movie does it way more. And and if they do it more, I think I'll really enjoy that movie more. But what I got here was an entertaining, thrilling ride.
Yeah.
And I can't really knock anything. The performances are fantastic. I would say that everybody's doing, and I like it because before I was mentioning how some of the characters, I was afraid that some of the characters will irritate me, and I liked that. Yes, they irritated me, but there was a reason for it. It was just showing you really kind of our relationships and men and women, and how we deal with things differently, and how that could push and pull apart. And I think that they did a really interesting thing with that. I don't know. I'm losing my mind a little bit thinking about how to talk about the movie. It's always hard when you just come out of a movie and you're trying to get your thoughts all together. And that's the fun part of doing the before and after. It's the instant thoughts. We haven't spoken about the movie at all after walking out of the theater.
No.
So this is our just first time talking to each other, and it's kind of hard getting all of those thoughts together, thinking about the whole movie as a whole.
Yeah. Well, I mean, thinking of separate elements here, one thing that I was a little bit nervous going in, I wouldn't say nervous, but I was thinking, oh shit, was I get annoyed by kids in horror movies or kids in thrillers, when they just act like damn fools, and, they can't help it because they're kids, but it's, I was afraid of that here.
It's there.
It is there. It is there.
But the movie does a good job.
But they kind of
for a reason for
make
doing
up
it.
for it. Yeah, they give you a reasoning for the kid, the stupid kid.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I did not hate the children in this movie. I actually really appreciated everybody in this movie.
I think that for people going into to the movie to see this, I think that a lot of people might come out irritated. Yeah, if they're expecting, because I think a lot of people, when they see horror movies, they kind of want someone to root for instead of seeing reflection stuff.
Right.
Or like the mirror being held up, which is, to me, what my favorite kind of horror movie does. And this movie does that holds up mirror up and to society. And I really enjoy that. And a lot of people just kind of like want to cheer a guy, do this, fight back, how this is going to be and all that. And when they get that slow build and those characters that are doing things like, God damn it, why would you do, why this, why that, you know, you're going to have that. So if you're a person who, I don't want that shit, I just want to have a fun ride and I don't want to be angry at stupid characters, you might have a problem here.
Yeah.
Because while I think that the movie successfully does that, shows these characters and shows the reasons why, and it builds them, and it shows you the turns of who they are and the arcs of their choices. Mm-hmm. I think that's it's cleverly done. And so I personally really enjoy that kind of thing. But I can see, for an average horror movie watcher, maybe it's a little too much.
Yeah, I mean, I can get it, but like us being fans of all kind of horror, I like this this kind of situation where like there's just nothing but suspense. Like any moment, that like James McAvoy is probably gonna flip. He's gonna flip his shit. Like it could be any moment. And those moments where I thought that it was going to happen, it didn't. But then when I least expected it, it totally did. And he was really fun to watch in this.
Yeah.
I can't really say anything else without spoiling it, but I like the story.
Yeah, I do too. I also would love to point out that the trailers, which should have irritated me here, since we've seen it so many times, like we said in the before, I'm very shocked about how well the trailers were edited. Oof, that sounded weird. Edited. Because the way that it's all those scenes in the trailers play out in the movie feel much bigger and much more fulfilling than the trailer leads on. When those moments play out in the movie, it didn't feel like, oh, I've seen this in the trailer. Like every time it came, when it played out the way it did, I guess the structure and the flow of it played so much better than the trailers did.
Yeah,
That it made those moments more powerful.
it's true.
And I don't know if those trailers will hurt the movie more, because it feels very generic in the trailers. And when you watch it in the movie playing out, you're still on the edge of your damn seat.
I mean, you are, yeah. I
You
mean,
don't
there's
really know what's happening.
like even the silliest thing, like something falling and hitting the ground, like we made us jump because we were so engrossed in the movie that we just weren't expecting it.
Oh, there's a
So-
gunshot that got us.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. Like it was very well done. I think this movie was very well done.
Yeah, and kudos again to the director. Really knows how to film uncomfortableness.
Ah, yeah.
He really captures that.
There's a lot
this
of that
movie.
where you're like you're kind of squirmy.
Yeah.
You know.
Which is another thing too, is cinematography. With Eden Lake, the same thing. You get these beautiful shots of the world that the movie's taking place in. The same thing goes here.
Yeah.
The world looks beautiful. Every shot, you can see that and feel the welcoming.
Oh my
And when
God,
that starts dissolving, it's done in a structured way. It just looks beautiful. It feels beautiful. You feel that. And as the movie goes on, you feel that also deteriorate.
Yeah.
Things start looking dirtier
Yeah.
and messier.
I mean, this movie definitely, it just goes along with all those movies where, like, you know, when you go on vacation, like, you know, Wrong Turn and all that stuff, it kind of makes you wonder, like, dude, I don't want to talk to those people at the bar.
Yeah, and
They got
we
bodies
go
in their closet or
we
something.
go on these trips and we dress the way we do. We have a lot of like horror movie shirts, and you know, I was laughing on our last trip about how everybody was looking at us and profiling us,
Yeah.
and how funny that was in the backwoods, going into a bar, trying to sit at the bar and not being served, and we're calling out like that was weird and why we being profiled for wearing shirts or looking a certain way, which is really odd. But then I see these kind of movies and I go, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see why people might look at us as the freaks.
And plus, I'm also like a walking novelty act. I mean,
It's
I mean, I can't help it. I
Yeah.
look like a circus.
I
but-
guess to them they were like, oh, these are the tourists and they don't like good drinks, or they're gonna ask and annoy me.
No, it was
And
more
then-
like we don't like Bud Light and riding around in our
But they
Jeep.
did. They did. They were all ordering twisted teas.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Like you're ordering an IPA, get out.
yeah, wait, they had good beer too. That was the shocking part.
We don't take canned liquor taps around here.
But I wonder how many people are weirded out to talk to us. We go on a lot of things and we look like
I mean, I
and
feel
then we
like
start
we're
talking to people, and then they start realizing,
We're
oh my god,
approachable,
maybe they are
normal.
approachable.
Yeah.
But this movie plays on that even more.
yeah.
And so you kind of get it when you see it like shown like this. You go, I kind of get it. You know, I can see why.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. If we met a couple on vacation and they invited us to the, you know, countryside and their, you know, big house and all that out there in the middle of nowhere, I'd be like, nah, bro. I've seen enough horror movies. I'm good. You could just send me an email.
And you know what's? And I feel really bad because I'm the kind of person who friends people.
Yeah, and then you need to slap because you always get us involved in things, and I'm just like, dude, I ain't going to
Yeah.
the spa with her.
Multiple times I have been like hanging out with a person and getting so friendly with that person.
Like, don't implicate me. I don't want to be implicated.
One in particular, in like, what was it, San Diego? I remember a friend of a person, and then I was like, oh, that guy like helped us.
I don't
Like
remember this.
an angry mob at the baseball game.
That's
This guy was like backing us up, and he was like a local.
Yeah.
And I friend this guy, and he sat with me the whole thing in the baseball game,
That
and we had a
was
blast.
the first and last baseball game I will ever attend.
But so here we are.
Yeah.
What do you want to give this on final scores?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a 7.
It's a 7.
Yeah, it's a 7. Nice, solid,
Very
solid
shocking.
7.
A very solid
'Cause
7.
I liked
yeah.
everybody in this, and it's like, the woman who was playing James McAvoy's wife. I don't know, there's something really sweet and cute about her.
Isn't that funny? She is making a ton of horror movies
She
recently.
is. I
Yeah.
like her.
We just saw her, and she's brilliant in it, but stop motion on Shudder.
Yeah.
She's the main actress in that. And she looks completely different to me.
Yeah.
And she was also in Nightingale, and also Last Voyage of the Demeanor.
Oh, yeah.
So she has been doing a lot of interesting work recently.
Yeah, I like her. I think she's adorable. So, and I like what's her name again from Terminator? Oh.
Yeah, I know you just told me. I just
told
keep
you.
forgetting her name.
Yeah, but I really liked everybody in this movie. I thought it was really fun, and I recommend that you guys go see it because I thought everybody was really good in it. Mackenzie Davis. So, yeah.
Okay, do you want to talk any spoilers or?
No. Nope.
Yeah, because I think that people should check it out.
Yeah, just go see it. We're not going to say nothing because it's very entertaining.
And there's nothing really to spoiler because I don't have much complaints. I guess the reason we're only going 7 with it is that I guess it can be seen as formulaic, in the sense that I feel like we've seen things like this many times before.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not like it's mind-blowing.
No, it wasn't a mind-blowing film,
No.
but it was very entertaining, and it was very well shot and very well acted. And it was very suspenseful. And you go into these kind of things, and you're like on the edge of your seat, and you're like, oh, dang, that's fun.
And I guess, like I was saying with the, there might be some irritation, there might be some slow build or whatever.
Yeah.
That does, it does kind of stop it.
Yeah.
From being like great. It doesn't feel like it's boiled enough to be that drama horror film where you're just kind of shocked.
Yeah.
And it's so unforgettable that will make it go to an 8 or something like that.
Right.
I think that's the only reason I'm going to a 7. I feel like that's the perfect where to land in this out of 10.
It's definitely a solid 7 because it's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's entertaining, but it's not a great movie. It's not a knock your socks off kind of movie. It's like you said, formulaic, and you've probably seen it around before.
And you can, and that's the thing too. There's no reason to spoil a movie like this because you pretty much can see the trailer and know where we're going.
Yeah.
And if you had to lay out what's about to happen, you probably could get there very easily. But for me, which I usually guess these things out, I was pretty surprised. I really liked the way it was going. And when things kept going a little further, every time something new happened, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay, cool, okay. And sure. This is one of those rare cases too that the ending could have been longer,
Yeah.
and I would have been okay with it.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it would have outstayed its welcome.
I think that, it needed to wrap up at that point, and they were going through the whole movie telling us things. So when it did build to the end, we were like, okay, we're ready for this. We are ready for that. And it worked out really good. So I say go see it.
Yeah, it's a definite recommendation.
Yeah, man.
All right, any last thoughts?
No, but I really think James McAvoy is awesome. That's it.
He is awesome. I mean,
He really is. He's
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah, I feel bad for him. Do you feel a little bad for him because he shaved his head for Professor X, and I feel like his hair has never grown back exactly.
Well, also in this movie, I feel like he was supposed to look a little unhinged. I mean, he didn't have the best hairdo. They could have kind of styled it a little bit, but they didn't even bother because of who his character is in this.
Yeah.
So just think about that. I think it's on purpose. I do.
Well, he looks so big. He looks so physically. He just looks intimidating, and he is perfect in this role in this movie.
Yeah, he is.
Because you gotta give him credit because he goes from likable to sinister.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when I talk about likable, I mean you like this guy.
he looks charming and he has like a beautiful like smile and he's gorgeous eyes. And when he does smile and he's being cute, it's totally cute. But then when he gets like, handsy with the wife and stuff, I'm like, ew. Ew, dude, get your freaking mitts off her.
Not his wife, but the other wife.
Yeah, the other wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you would not stand by and let that shit happen. I'll tell you, he's not kissing on my neck.
When you see stuff like this, you're like, you can't help but ask yourself, what would you do? What would you do
If
here?
some
What would
dude
you
was
do here?
kissing on my neck.
And it's one of those things. It's like, God damn, I hope I'm never in a situation where I have to say, hey, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, what are you doing? Because it is an awkward thing. And there's so much of that in this movie where you feel like, how do you say anything to anybody?
Yeah.
What do you say in this moment? What do you do in this moment? And how do you feel in this moment? It is a crazy one for that.
Yeah. It is. It's creepy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it, man.
All right. Thanks for listening. As always, hit us up on Instagram at Just Another Movie Night and Joe at The Crafty Misfit. We'd love to hear your opinions on this movie and can't wait to see everybody's opinions after seeing it. Hopefully, people go see it. All right. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.
Remember that time you guys came to stay? You flipped out and tried to leave without saying goodbye?